Did you know that you can save as little as 5 shillings? No more excuses. 3 years ago, Sam and I launched the first proudly Kenyan fintech innovation that was going to enable Kenyans to save as little as 5 shillings. That's cheaper than Aviator. And boy, oh boy, haven't we seen dreams come true? We've seen young mothers who don't have access to medical cover save on Chumz for their maternity. We've seen young people who never imagined that they will become big farmers save up, and now they own avocado farms. We've seen women who desired to make over their homes save on Chumz and have a completely brand new living rooms, kitchen, name it. Chumz is where we are making dreams come true. Please stay tuned in, because today we are going to uncover some hidden gems that you're probably not aware of, because this is about making your dreams come true. Sam.
Yes.
I'm so happy to have you here.
Happy to be on set as well.
And also, we are celebrating 3-year anniversary.
Very true.
3-year anniversary.
Yeah, just yesterday.
Yes. Just it feels like just yesterday.
Yes.
And people thought it was impossible
Very true.
to save as little as 5 shillings. You know, the most common question that I face is buyers. You tell us to save, you tell us to put aside 10% or 20%. We can't even meet our needs. How do we save? We have nothing to save.
Yeah.
But we are spending 10 shillings on Aviator. We are spending 10 shillings, 20 shillings, 50 shillings on betting on a weekend for a football match.
Yes.
Chumz completely removes that excuse. That's what excites me.
Very true.
But you are the guy who has been behind the technology. I'm the guy who's been behind the money. What are some of the amazing stories that you have seen just through Chumz?
The amazing stories are many.
They are many.
We might end up spending the whole day here.
Yeah.
And that is justified by the fact that we have over 300,000 registered users on the app.
Yeah.
So the stories are from anything you can imagine. As you said, we have seen young mothers doing their maternity plans on the app, things we didn't expect, but they are seeing value in that, and they in large numbers. Whatever money they have on the side, they put it aside, and they use it for planning. You'll see goals for maternity plans. We have seen...
I want us to go slowly on this, like a maternity plan.
Yes.
I know there are enough women out there who are probably they just discover they are pregnant, or they are in the process of they are about to give birth, and this fear of how much they will pay when that time comes is something that keeps them awake. Just spend a little bit more time on how you have seen people actualize that dream. Yeah.
And it's key to note that with maternity plans, there's also the fear of the unknown.
Yes.
The fact you don't know what the baby will need, what you'll need.
Yes.
So in essence, you need to put money aside for the things you know, and any eventualities that you don't know of. It's a form of an insurance kind of approach, whereby you're putting money on the side to cover for all that journey, for the things you are aware of and the things you are not aware of. So what
like how much are you seeing people saving for maternity plan?
We have seen 150, 200,000, 300,000 across board. And
depending on where they want to give back.
Yes. And also depending on the need. They might be having some money on the side, but then they need to top up, and they use the channel to do that. I think the key thing to understand is on Chumz, it's able to sit where you transact your money, which is through your mobile money. So essentially, the journey for you to moving some of the money from those mobile money channels into the app becomes very easy. And essence, through now the reminders, able to be reminded, hey, look, you have a baby coming on the way. You need to put money on the side. And when you click that notification, it automatically saves money into your maternity plan. So from what we are seeing, it's one, based on the need. Then number two, the ease and the convenience for you to save towards that need. And the goals are across board, from now going to the maternity actually to now the post-maternity experience, whether they are buying goods for the kids. We have seen scenarios whereby now even when people are coming to do what we call kusalimia mtoto, saying hi to the baby, they also put money there as a kitty for the kid.
So instead of coming with them, giving the money to the new mother, you put it in their Chumz.
In the kit, yes. And that's, in essence, it's a gift that is also growing.
It's a massive gift.
Yes. So, and that's how we have seen people utilizing that. And I think the most exciting moment of that is knowing that a product you had envisioned of putting money aside is tied to this story, that a human being has been born, and their journey and how you have been part of that journey to make it efficient, so that the mother appreciates and has an easier time, and the kid, comes into essentially an easier place in terms of the setting and meeting his or her needs. Yes.
And we've touched on the need, and we'll come back to addressing some of the pain points that Chumz is very good at. But I don't want us to miss also this opportunity of telling the Chumz story.
Yes.
Because Chumz is not a fintech product from India or from Nigeria. Chumz is proudly Kenyan.
Very true.
Developed by Kenyans.
Yes.
And that's a story that we need to be very proud about. Not just you and I, but the whole nation. Just take us back to the roots of Chumz.
Yeah. So that's, I think that's a very interesting story in itself. I've seen scenarios whereby people think Chumz is a platform from another country. But in actual sense, it's homegrown.
Why do they think it's from another country?
I think, so some of the things I've heard is, this design, the way it's very keen on design, it looks like, such designs are made in India or in Nigeria.
It's a beautiful
It's
design.
A financial app.
Yes.
So maybe, markets that are very big on financial apps, whether it's South Africa, would have markets like Singapore. So there's always that question of, is it truly Kenyan? But then again, I also think it's because of the scale, the fact that now it's becoming ubiquitous and very pervasive. It's very common, people are utilizing it. It's solid. So there's always a perception that it's likely not local. But what we know is we as Kenyans are very capable. We have all the capacity. All these developments you have seen us being, leaders in many things in Africa and also globally. It's the same power and might we have in developing these apps. So the genesis or the point of departure on where Chumz started is it stemmed from scratching our own itch. Basically a pain we had. So myself and a very childhood friend of mine called Njogu.
Njogu?
Yes, Njogu.
Yes.
Yeah, so Njogu, we go way back. We schooled in the same primary called Gatondo Primary. High schools, we parted ways. He went to a different high school.
Chumz is developed by guys from Gatondo.
No, not just Gatondo. We are close.
We are the others.
We have guys from Bomet who are builders in the platform.
Local guys.
Local guys. Yes. Very solid guys.
Yes.
So for him, he did architecture. I was doing computer science. So along the way, we would always say, there's this problem we have around savings. And we have seen the savings product in the market. But on top of that, we were always discussing and very passionate about a space which we call behavioral psychology.
Behavioral psychology.
Yes. So that's us nerding out. So we would nerd out and discuss what are you seeing around behavioral psychology, what are the books. I remember there was one book by a guy called Dan Ariely, who is one of the leading behavioral psychologists. Some of the popular books in behavioral psychology is Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman.
Let me pause you a little bit because I don't want to leave anybody behind.
Yes.
Behavioral psychology is a heavy phrase.
Yes.
But how can we make it relatable to that person?
Yes.
Why is it so important?
So behavioral
in money.
In money. Yes. So behavioral psychology, just to give you an idea, it just talks about people's habit.
Yes.
We come and agree that people are irrational.
Yes.
People are influenced by emotions.
Yes.
By interest.
Yes.
And they are not necessarily very logical or rational.
Yes. They are creatures of habit.
They are creatures of habit.
Yes.
And that's what behavioral psychology or economics talks about.
Yes.
If I can go a layer deep around that space.
Yes.
For people who like to indulge on a bit of hardcore economics discussion.
Yeah.
So what used to happen, there used to be what we call classical economists.
Yes.
And classical economists would always say, man is there to maximize utility.
Yeah.
So for example, I would come and say, hi Pius, I have this jacket worth 1,000, or I can give you this 1,000 shillings. A classical economist will say, hey, Pius should take the 1,000 shillings because he can get more value out of that money. Maybe he doesn't need the jacket, or maybe he has other pressing issues, which he'll get more value by taking the 1,000.
Yeah.
In any case, the jacket I'm giving you might be oversized.
Yes.
Or it might be a color that you don't like.
Yes.
Or maybe you prefer the sweater.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's classical economists saying you should take the 1,000. Now comes in the behavioral economist or the behavioral psychologist. He says that model is not true because people are not rational. They're influenced by experiences, interest, and psychology. For example, what if that jacket you're being given by your grandmother? Now the equation flips. You're no longer going to maximize on the 1,000, but you love the jacket because it has been given by someone who's dear to you.
Yeah, it's a sentimental value.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's the same case with savings and investment. It's one of those things we always talk. You need to do this. Save today so that you can save yourself tomorrow. It's very rational, makes sense, and is relatable to everyone. But how many people bring themselves to doing that? Very few. So what happens now on the space of behavioral psychology, now this person comes and says, look, these people have this intention, but there's a gap between the intention they have and actualizing that goal they have. And that gap is a habit gap.
It's a habit gap.
Yes. So the behavioral psychologists now will come, plug in, and see now how they can model that behavior towards you achieving the goal.
Yes.
Whether it's through now the emotional side,
yes,
making sure you are aware that you need to save. It's something you intended to do, but we drive that.
Yeah.
Or whether it's through making it more convenient for you to make a certain decision.
Yeah.
Now that's what informs the ease of making that action.
Yeah.
So, and that's where now our interest in behavioral psychology had come in. It's always understanding how can you guide people to move from a point of intention to action by bridging the habit.
By building new good habits.
Yes.
And in this particular case, the good habit of saving.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
And investing. It's interesting because the church that I used to go to, Nairobi Lighthouse, many years ago, we used to meet at the stadium. And you know, at the stadium there are bleachers.
Yeah.
So when if you come, you should be able to sit anywhere. But as strange as it would be, it's like everybody knew where they were supposed to sit. And if you came and you found somebody else seated there, you would feel offended.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's true, we are creatures of habit. But coming back to this money thing, so that we make sure that people understand why this is behavioral is so important in our Chumz product. We do not come from a culture where people save.
Yeah.
It's not a natural habit for us.
Yes.
We have a consuming habit. If you give your child 1,000 bob, the first thing they think is, mom and dad, they take me to the shop. I want to buy some toys.
Very true.
So saving is not in us. So you have to bridge this gap by building new habit.
Correct.
Yeah. So how is that playing in Chumz?